Hello, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Production House podcast, where I will be chatting with the hidden heroes of dance music culture and the people that are the glue of operations behind the scenes. My name's Stretch, so if you're sitting comfortably, then let me begin. Hello and welcome to the Production House podcast number 11. And before we go any further, this is the 25th of April 2023, and I just want to say make sure that you do subscribe to our channel and let's tell the world about what we're doing. So, podcast number 11, and I'm proud to say and very honoured to have a brother from another mother, Mr. Ralph Lemmens from LHB Audio. We was going to have a bigger crowd. Nice for you
it's
coming
fine.
in. Ralph, thank you very much, Mr. Soundman. I'm as nervous as you are, because I wanted to drag the nerd out of you today. But yeah, let's get started. So, what's your job description?
I'm the sound engineer. You see, we're already starting with making the best sound possible for the people. That's a short story.
So how did it all begin for you? How did you get yourself into the whole...
A family business. That's where it all started. I think it was 12. Then I started at the company of my dad and my brother. They did a lot of band stuff. Just
what was the name of your dad's? What was the name of your dad's company?
LHB also.
Right,
yeah.
Wow.
Did a lot of learning then. When I turned 18, quitted school, started the company for my own, and now we're here.
So, what year did your dad start? Do you know?
When he was, that's a good one. A long time ago. I think in the 70s, something like that. 60s, 70s. 70s it will be. 70s and 70s, 80s. Was your dad born
80s. Late 50s, early 60s?
51.
51.
Yeah.
So that would have made sense.
Yeah, around 70s, 75, I think.
So was he a roadie as such?
Sound engineer also. Yeah. He started as a bass guitar player and ended up as a sound engineer.
Right.
And nowadays he still does some bass playing in some bands. So just getting a little bit of fun of it.
And what's your dad's name?
Jean Lemmens.
Shout out to Jean Lemmens. Shout out to Jean Lemmens.
Yeah.
And your brother, what's your brother's name
then? Ilko.
Yeah.
Ilko Lemmens. He's now with the police. He stopped the business. Didn't have any fun, I think. Was more like, okay, we need to do something else.
Yeah.
We had a lot of history, let's say like that, with some not so fun things that happened.
Yeah.
And we needed to start again. I started it again, and
So what year was that then that you took it upon yourself to say, right, okay, boom?
2007, I started it again.
So the scene was already bubbling?
Pretty much. My dad and my brother did some band stuff, and I wanted to get out of the local stuff. Started freelancing just on my own at some companies.
As a sound engineer?
Yeah, also, but I did everything. It was more like, okay, do I need to build lights? I'm gonna build lights. Do I need to break something? I don't care. I just want to do the job, and we'll see how far we can get. And I think it was after a year and a half, I quitted all the rest and only started doing sound again.
Yeah. So the evolution for you within, because obviously doing the bands, rock and roll. Because I'm intrigued. I'm going to drag the nerd out of you today because I'm sort of from the Jamaican sound system culture. So I used to watch, Timmerman carpenters, making the boxes, putting the cones in.
Yep.
Comparing the sounds. So unfortunately, never got nerdish enough to understand, ohms, decibels, links, and everything. So throughout your education, you always knew you was going to be in sound.
Pretty much, yeah, because that's what I wanted to do. My dad did it. I want to do it. My dad also did the building of PAs for himself. So we did indeed made the boxes, carpentered it, time aligned it, all the stuff. Yeah. Straight from nothing to a PA. Let's say like that.
So that was the thing that always fascinated me was the So if you came into the industry at 2007, the whole digital...
It was starting then.
It was just...
It was already there with the Yamaha stuff and that kind of things, but it started to get more and more. Let's say like that.
Yeah, so explain to sort of the lay person. So when they come in and you see, the old stacks would be, bass. You'd try and position the mid-range at a certain height, and then the tops would be sort of hidden away at the top. But then digital sound came in.
Yeah, line arrays, flown speakers.
So explain that changeover from sound positioning and sound.
Yeah, that was the whole thing, because in the time that my dad, my brother, and I went on the road, it was with a stack PA, just straight on, like it was normal. Old school style. And at 2009, 8, 9, there was the line array. That was the first moment I was like, okay, we fly speakers, let's see what happens. Real different story. Like, okay, we have a stack PA, flown PA, different sound. It was a new world for me. Let's say like that.
So where did that design come from? Line array.
The L shape. It's pretty much started for the long run with L Acoustics. They had the VDOSC. That was, I think it was one of the first really line array design cabinet with a waveguide and that kind of stuff.
So that allowed the sound to sort of hit you from above.
Yep.
Yeah. So then
you also had some stack PAs that did it.
Yeah.
With how was it called? Like the STS, the Synco, the really cabinets that you can fly, also horizontal and stuff. But it's the L Acoustics, the VDOSC was the first one really like with let's say like a plan behind it. Like, okay, this will be the new stuff.
Mm. So the making of the speaker must have fascinated you then, right? Did you know, I mean, how quick,
I like the sound.
How quick was it for you before you took off the
it was easier than stacking cabinets on top of each other and until it ends somewhere in the sky, let's say like that.
Yeah, so prepping for the new shows, obviously you're based in Holland. Mm-hmm. Who was the first, can you remember who was the first show that you said, listen, you need these?
Oh, that's a good
your
one.
Sound?
I think it was for a show that I did for myself. It was, I think the 90s Forever one in the Mac in Maastricht. That was the first job I did in Limburg again for my own, not as a freelance.
The linear array.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the VDOSC also. Yeah.
And I bet, so you was front of house obviously that night?
No, it was one of my friends back in the days, Emil Jongmans. He was the front of, he was the front of house dude then.
Yeah. Reversal sound, right? Sound engineering now. He's Diamond legit. He's always been into music.
Yep.
What about yourself? Are you?
No, it's
you have
not
studios, right?
I have a studio. It's it started in the COVID time.
Bands could be used. Did you open up to bands?
We did also some recordings with a band, but it's more like mixing, mastering, end station, vocal recording, that kind of stuff.
Okay, but this is quite new for you.
Yeah, for me it's a whole new thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have any job, so I needed to do something.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Have you gone head first into this? You enjoying doing
I love it, but it's not my first thing.
Of course not. Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of time left for it now, but the room is there, and I can do when I have time. I can do something.
Do you have stagiaires? Are you training?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, no. You don't have time for it. Yeah.
That's the whole. That's the whole thing.
Talking about that, I mean, your gigs. I know you do a lot of freelancers still. Mm-hmm. So are you now? Is LHB a supplier with regards to a festival organisation or a sound organisation? Mm-hmm. Noise Boys. You work a lot with Noise Boys.
I also work a lot with Noise Boys. Yeah.
Now, so Noise Boys are suppliers, right? They will kit out
more or less technical engineering stuff.
Right.
That's also the thing, because LHB is my own company, and it started all with only engineering for me, and now I also bought a lot of gear again and started to build a small company just for fun. Also, I love it. So it's LHB is for me. It's a mix of everything. So freelance engineering, having some own jobs with some own equipment, but also having some different colleagues in the work field where we do jobs within a team.
Well, it's funny because I tried to get, I spoke to Sem about getting Sem on, Mehmet. It's ticked now with Emil. I'll hopefully get Emil on eventually as well. But like you boys, I've known you boys for a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
I think we're getting on, must be for about, I've been in Holland now for just a little over 20 years now. Mm-hmm. So I think I've probably known you since the beginning. So who was because you've worked with everybody that I know of. You go touring with Armin, Tiesto.
For now, I'm doing a couple of shows with Armin. Indeed, it's Wouter, one of my friends. He is the front of house dude, and we're doing a little bit mixing. So he does some jobs for me, I do some jobs for him, and so in that way we can all do some different stuff. Yeah.
But you toured you worked with Tiesto for a few years, right?
No, I didn't do Chesto. That was Mark Riemersma did it, and a couple of other guys. Big names.
Big names indeed. But so it was 2007, 2008 is kicking off. Dance music. Mm. I guess, as a young man, you was always in and around dance music anyway.
Pretty much, yeah. Some local clubs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so to then hit this festival at this level and to see it bubbling the way it was, how did that get you addicted straight away?
Absolutely. I started with in the company with my dad. We did small parties until, let's say, like 5,000-6,000 people, and around when I started the freelancing stuff, I ended up like 25-30K on people, and you're like, okay, wow, it's great to see it.
Yeah. Well, explain to people what the FOH.
It's the front of house.
It's the front of house. And I always try every year to give you boys a big shout out, because not a lot of people understand what goes in, because you are the most important people at the festivals. So, yeah, explain to the people what you do at the front of house.
Making sure everything sounds clean, good, at a certain, quite a perfect volume. Let's say where you can make the people react to it. That's a little bit more. Yeah, it's
what is the perfect volume? Because we've had it a couple of weeks ago with Tom about, because it's changed.
Yeah,
a lot. Mm-hmm. What is the perfect
laws
sound?
Also? Yeah, that's also the whole thing. The law nowadays, it's
sound
in the past.
In
the past you could do everything, and nowadays you can do a little bit. Yeah. Let's say like that, but it's more. I don't think it's specific a level volume. It's more a feeling for people, and when it's a low level. And it's fine, and it can be at a high level, and it can also be fine. So what's the specific level? I don't know. I did shows on 97, 98 dBA, and at a lot of more.
120.
and it was also fine. So it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Can be a low level, can be a high level. High level makes it a little bit easier than lower level. Yeah.
So, perfect example then. So the main stage area at Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Because it's quite fascinating, because it's it's sort of a natural amphitheater anyway. Obviously there's been enhancements to it, but that's a great adventure for you, isn't it? To like start the day break sessions, there's hardly anybody there. Yep. And then there's 38,000 people stood in there. That transformation throughout the day keeps you very busy, right?
Yeah. It's really thinking about what's the strategy for the day, because you can't give the people everything at the start of the day. So it's really starting lower level, building
and
up.
the DJs want you to give everything. How does...
It's sometimes it's a war, let's say like that, because the DJs want to have it as loud as possible, and we as front of house people say like, nah, we need to start, so turn it down a little bit, and that's nowadays it's working pretty good. In the past it was we had a little bit war sometimes, but nowadays it's pretty okay.
But I can understand the word war because I've sort
Crank it up.
Been there, yeah. But if a management is coming in a panic because their artist is going to tell the boys to turn it up, how do you even allow management into the front of the house? Because obviously, some people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They can come in, but they're not the boss at that point. So it's more or less okay. There are restrictions. We're starting the day, so I know you want to have it everything on and full show moment, but. It's not possible.
You're a really, really, really nice guy. This is the thing. You're a really lovely guy. But
I try to be.
Have you ever had to show your teeth at that moment?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Doesn't happen a lot because I try to be nice all the time. But at some point it's done. If when people don't want to listen, then okay.
But it's more of a younger management would come and sort of panic in a panic come to you.
It depends a little bit. Yeah, mostly it's panic. Like, we need to do something.
Yeah, to turn it up. So is that something that you anticipate now in recent years, with the way the festivals are they're trying to get everything started right at midday?
Yeah, it depends a little bit on what kind of festival it is. Because when you have the hardstyle events, then you need to start at a higher level than when you have an EDM show or something like that. But at the hardstyle, the hardcore events, then it's like through 3 dBs on the maximum you start, and let's see what happens.
Do you have earplugs?
I have them, but I only use them when I'm not working. And that's not quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is,
you control your sound.
I can. Yeah. For me, it's really. I'm. How do you say it? I do my work in a feeling kind of way. So I need to experience for myself. I have the experience for myself, and then I can do it because I need to trigger myself for liking it, and then I know I'm in a good way. But when I have earplugs, doesn't give a good feeling for me. That's the whole thing. And in some situations, it would be better to use them. But it's my work. So how can you explain people? I'm doing my work, but I don't hear everything. That's strange.
Yeah, it's very strange. But I'm the same. I mean, that's why me and you. That's why I rate you as the best in the business, because every time I go up on stage, 1 or 2 signals to you, and my monitor's a cream for the whole day, and you even recognise without me having to tell you that goes up.
Yep.
I think I've had, in all the years I've worked with you, I think I've had 3 feedbacks.
Yeah.
In that whole time.
Yeah, true.
So I salute you for that.
Thanks.
I hope we have many more years still together. So look, load in.
Yeah.
Right. So a massive event. What's the biggest event you've got coming up? Right. Sort of. What's the next date for you? What's the next gig for you on your calendar, off the top of your head?
The next one I will do is a club tour with Armin in China.
So that load in now. So what do you travel with yourself?
For the foreign countries, I don't have a lot of gear with me. It's only a headphone, some specials, but nothing really special.
Okay.
So it's really quick load in, quick load out, just a computer with some plugins and that kind of stuff, but no really massive things.
So advancing is all.
Yeah.
Do you handle advancing?
The small stuff. Most of the things are handled by the tour manager, and then we only do the last tricky things, let's say like that. Just controlling the double checking the PA designs, if everything is there, monitor setups, that kind of stuff.
And usually working with that kind of team, everything's AAA. Yeah,
absolutely.
So going load in on big festival, you're supplying 90% of what the team, the festival organisation
depends a little bit. For in my situation, it's more a company delivers all the gear. So let's say like production hires all the gear and hires the crew. So for the start of a load-in, it's really like, okay, the supplier delivers all the gear, we unload the trucks and start building it. That's a little bit the way how we started.
Yeah. So when loads in, obviously the stage is built.
Yep.
How long does that process take for you? Depends
on the size of the festival, but normally it's like 1 or 2 days. Mostly 2-3 days, one full hardware load in. Yeah, that's the whole thing. If it's a smaller one, then it's 1 day. If it's a medium size, mostly it's 2 days. The bigger one, 3. And then sometimes half a day of tuning the PA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Power downs, cables are out. How often does that happen?
Yeah, that's a good one. In my lifetime, I think it happens now for 3 or 4 times. Not really a lot. I'm happy about it, but 3 or 4 times, yeah. I think something like that.
Yeah. Obviously, you can't panic in that situation.
No, that's the whole thing, but you can't also do anything about it sometimes. When it's raining or stuff, then, a Jenny goes out.
Finding that source.
That's the whole thing, yeah. That's a hard one. Sometimes. It can be...
Yeah, touch wood, we've been very good.
Yeah, absolutely. But it can be quite simple. Someone can drop a power cable on the ground, and then it started raining and it's flooding, then you're done. So that's... In the past, it happened quite a lot, but nowadays, no. Everyone knows the tricks.
Yeah, well, that's very much Benelux. How is that for you? Like in, do you work a lot in America as well?
No, not really.
But what about like if you're India, for instance?
Been there once.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a completely different culture.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating how they do it and put everything together. So in those situations, are you happy to help, or you just kind of stand back and just sort of laugh about how far you've come?
I'm always happy to help. If I can help someone, I will do it.
Yeah. That's just who you are.
Yeah.
Dus
absolutely.
Meeste Nederlanders.
Yeah, absolute.
Yeah, most of the Dutchies are like that as well, yeah. So load in 3 days, up and off, and then the festival's going to last for 3 days. You have no issues at all. The load out. What does that do and take for you to?
Mostly 1 day of loadout. That's it.
It's always quicker to get home.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting home ASAP. That's the whole thing. For nowadays, in the past, I also did I did the whole period of a festival with really the load in, show, load out. At this point, I almost don't do any loadouts. I think it's really a long time ago that I did one. Load in, I don't have time for it. That's the whole thing. I also need to be at home with the kids, need to run a business. So it's really hard to get the time to do a whole festival nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially after the COVID.
No doubt you're doing several areas as well.
Yeah.
All areas?
No, just several. Mostly 1, 2, sometimes 3.
The bigger arenas of like
ones,
areas where they're 12.
Absolutely.
Sort of thing, yeah.
Yep.
So what's your favourite music?
I don't really have a favorite one because I like a lot of it. I'm not so typical like a classical guy. Also, it's not for me. But in the dance scene, I pretty much I can like everything. That's the whole thing. Because it's also with shows. I do a lot of different shows, and
so you also do classical shows, I guess.
No,
Okay.
No, it's really not my cup of tea.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's
I could just imagine you driving home after a show with like Beethoven stiff in the
no,
car.
it's it's not for me.
But yeah, anyway,
I don't have any patience for it.
I cut you short in it, but in the dance, in dance, yeah.
I like everything. That's the whole thing.
You're a Nederlander, right? Deep down, you're the hardstyle roots is in
also,
there. Right?
I love the hardstyle. I love the trance, the techno, the hard techno, EDM, all the stuff.
So what is the calendar looking like for you? Well, you know what? We'll talk about it briefly because I'm always trying to move forward. But obviously the mad 2 years when you touched on it. You said you didn't have nothing to do, so you set up the studio. Yep. But when you say you had nothing to do, how bad did it get for you?
We needed to do things to be busy, get some different stuff.
But so listen, 2020 comes around, March hits,
and then there was nothing.
All of a sudden, your dates are being pulled.
Yeah,
and they're all one by one. There was a period. There was a break for a bit, right?
Yeah, but even in that time, it wasn't really only some small stuff. No, that was the whole thing.
So you never went in, and I'm going to risk. Obviously, you signed up a bit for freelance wherever it was needed.
Where it was possible, I was there, but that was not really a lot. No.
So how bad did it get for you?
Eventually we started the studio to do some stuff in that thing, but yeah, I also started a little business in silent disco headphones. That was fun for the COVID stuff. We could do something. But yeah, for the first month of COVID, I slept. It was really
cool up on all those years.
Yeah, it was necessary. Yeah, I really slept a lot then. Yeah, my girlfriend hated me for that one. Yeah, you're at home, but you're always sleeping.
No, trust me, I'm just catching up on sleep.
Yeah, and the whole thing is I can't sit still, so. If I have nothing to do, I'm going to search for something to do. So that was also the thing we did. I moved the company to another shop, built a studio, started the silent disco stuff, and just keeping busy. That was the whole thing.
And good to hang with the children as well.
Yeah,
how many children do you have?
Two.
Yeah. You mentioned a girlfriend.
Yeah. That's also a hard story. Yeah, she's always asking when will it be?
Get it done. I'll DJ at your wedding.
Now we're talking about something.
How old are the kids?
The oldest one is 5. The smallest one is almost 2.
Boy and a girl? Or?
2 boys.
Ooh,
Terror Squad.
Tremendous. Tremendous. So it was great to hang.
Absolutely. Yeah, so missed a lot of time.
But the newest one was
in COVID.
Created and born in COVID.
Yep.
Cool. What's his name?
It's Mason. Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of a blessing in disguise for it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise for so many good people.
Absolutely. It was also getting back a person again, because when I started the job, it kept staying more and more time, more. A lot of it's
your life.
There was no time to get to rest or having some spare time at home. I was away like 6-7 days a week, and in 2019, I was at a point that I say, okay, maybe stepping down a little bit, skipping some load in, load out days.
So you was even considering slowing it down a bit anyway.
I wasn't at that point. I think I didn't.
And what's your eldest boy's name?
Jax.
So Jax is 3 at this time, I guess, right? Yeah, he's 5.
Yeah.
So being able to spend more time with him as well.
That was perfect. Yeah, he loved it.
Yeah.
It was necessary then. Yeah.
Yeah, proud dad. So because it sort of showed itself. I think we touched base again at Tomorrowland Winter, didn't we?
Yeah.
We touched bases, so that was 22.
No, I didn't do the 22 edition.
Okay.
I did Masters of Hardcore then. Yeah.
Yeah. So when
the
did
summer, that was the first time at Tomorrowland in the summer. That
so
was
when
the
did it
first
open
time
up again for you? When did you?
Ooh, that's a good one. It was, I think, even 2 weeks before the carnival season in Maastricht.
Maybe January.
February it was, I think. Second week, third week. Yeah, because it was really like, okay, we can do stuff again, and 3 days later or so, it was carnival again.
Yeah.
Really a strange one. Yeah.
It was nice coming out of it, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you haven't stopped since again, have you?
No, not really.
Yeah. So, but now, obviously, now with the 2 boys, your girlfriend waiting for you to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've been in a great, position. You've been in a great position now. Are you managing? Do you have more focus on managing it much better than you have in the past? Obviously,
trying to do it, but it's a hard one
because you're in demand a lot.
That's the whole thing. Travel, also with travel days and stuff. my girl and I, we made the agreement that I would be home on Monday and Tuesday. It went pretty good, but the last 2 or 3 months, it's not happening again. So, yeah.
Tuesday, maybe you could squeeze the Tuesday, right?
Something.
Lean into the Tuesday. 100% I'll be there, darling, for the Tuesday. Boys, I promise you, I'll be back. You know what I mean? Just kicking ass on Mondays.
But it's hard to get it managed sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, this summer's probably going to be the busiest you've ever worked, right?
Yeah, I thought last year would be the busiest one, but I think this year it's even more madness than last year.
And the events getting bigger?
Yeah, also. Bigger, more, even, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, literally just before we started the podcast, we was talking about, obviously, costings and everything that have been forced upon the industry. You know, you yourself, I know, you know, nobody wants to outprice themselves, but we're sort of at a medium now where, you know, the industry sort of has to reflect on itself and sort of see that. I think this is just me speaking my mind. You know, the creatives have been kept in the gutter for the last 2.5 years. I think we need more responsibility from the government to ensure that these costings can come down and that the industry can reinvent itself much better than it was before, because it's the top of the tree. And you know, you guys travel the whole world. Everybody uses your advice. You know, that it should be more championed, I think. And I think the government should humble themselves, you know, without going down the deep, dark roads. Lots of people made lots of mistakes.
Absolutely.
And I think they need to consider that and now, you know...
Recognize it.
And recognize
it's a job.
Yeah.
It's not for fun. It's the hours that we make on the road. It's not a 9-to-5 job with... After 40 hours, you're done with it. That's not how it works. And it would be nice when some people recognize that, like, okay, it's a real job. It's not for fun. Yeah, we do it also for fun, but it's not, you go to parties and I'm not there to party.
It's that wonderful saying, though, isn't it? It's that if you find something that you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. Mm-hmm. But between that, you have to pay bills.
Yep.
You know, and if you don't pay those bills, then your life's not happy. You know, that is the number one stress in everybody's life.
Absolutely.
You know, not having enough money. You know, and being poor is a reality that lots of us faced.
Especially nowadays with all the costs of everything.
Especially now with all the costs. You know, as much as you think like, oh God, here we go again. But like, everything is doubled
up.
Yeah, everything is doubled. So, you know, do you think that the saturation will actually create more quality than quantity eventually?
I hope so.
Because you've obviously achieved that in regards to where, you know, how you've taken your company and where you want to go.
Absolutely.
You're sitting, you know, at the top of the tree with quality. Do you, like I say, if, you know, would you teach, can you, obviously you don't have the time to do it, but would you become a teacher at some point in trying to, you know, do you do talks and conferences at all?
This is even the first time that I do talking to a mic.
Okay.
Normally I'm on the other side. I'm only listening. Yeah.
If you need a manager, let me know.
Perfect. Nah, I don't.
But would you know? You know what I mean? That paying it forward idea of the knowledge that you have is priceless. You come in. You're sort of second generation sound man. And it, like you say, there's not many people who are going to be able to make speakers, craft speakers. No,
yep.
The actual. The source. It's funny because I'm hearing all these talks about hidden histories and think. If we've got hit by an asteroid and we're wiped out, who would know your knowledge? What kid on the street that survives would know your knowledge? That knowledge is gone.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Absolutely.
would you know how to make an iPhone? You know what I mean?
When it breaks down, I throw it in the garbage and give me a new one. That's the whole thing.
But that knowledge is gone. It's wiped out. Do you ever consider? Obviously, now you have two young boys. That's what I mean. That paying it forward knowledge. Would you not sort of look to?
It would be nice, yeah. Maybe in a couple of years, but for now, I think the whole thing is I love the job, and yeah, that's. If I need to skip jobs to do some teaching stuff, no, not at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm older.
So, how's the air miles? How's the traveling?
For now, I love it. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a different world for me. Normally, I almost only did the festivals in Holland, Belgium, Germany, some. And now it's a little bit of shifting, going more outside Holland. So
Have you been
it's
to China? Did you go to China before?
January 2020, we went to China for a small club tour also.
So you had that mini experience.
Yeah.
So going back again, you're prepared.
Yep.
Just hope there's no anal wipes.
Oh, damn. Let's hope, yeah.
Sorry, that was a bad joke. That was a very bad joke. Yeah. So, did you ever do DJing?
Nope.
Never.
Never.
On the mic? It was never your thing. You never wanted to be on stage. You'd like to build the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing I say through a mic is check 1 2 1 2. But that's it even.
Yeah. All right. So a few on the spot questions. All right. I won't steer you too far away. Who's the biggest artist you've worked with? Apart from me, of course.
Good one. Yeah, there are a lot of them. That's the whole thing. It's not for me. It's not really the biggest one. There are multiple big artists, so yeah, it's not really one specific or so.
Yeah, but who is it a Madonna or is it
an
Afrojack? That's what I mean. Is it?
Yeah, it's more like indeed
in the DJ world.
In the DJ world, it's more like in.
So you don't do rock shows anymore?
When I started freelancing, it was straight into the EDM and stayed there.
Is it because it was easier, or just because it felt it's your people?
More or less something like that also, but yeah, I rolled in the EDM stuff or the dance stuff, and I stayed there. So sometimes, I think it's 1 or 2 times a year I do a band show, but that's it. But it's more local stuff, not really big stuff.
Or lost frequencies. How many lines do you have on how many lines do you have to watch for? Or does management watch those lines? How does that work?
At the input at front of house, you mean? That's my job, yeah. Just to see the input and hope everything stays clean. But it depends a little bit per DJ set. It's 6 channels, just the main, the monitor out, and a spare one. And then you have some vocal mics. That's it. And show audio. That's more a lot recording, really a lot recording outputs.
That's more than ever now, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, live streaming,
Everything
et
wants
cetera,
it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants record. It's wow.
Well, I think it's important for the artists anyway.
Yeah.
That for their music.
Everything is social.
Yeah. Of course it is. Are you quite social? I've never seen you at the afters.
No, not really. No, a little bit. I like it to share some stuff with the world, but not really a lot. No.
So what about the after parties?
Not all the time. Sometimes it's time.
Selected ones.
After the show, it's time to go home again. So then it's not really like
Yeah,
okay,
you got to get
good
back before Tuesday.
That's the whole thing. Without a headache.
What's your best ever gig to date? You're only as good as your last one, I know, but
Absolutely. That's the whole thing. But there are multiple best gigs. Yeah. Love the Tomorrowland stuff, the DEF CONs,
yeah, the Def Con's
Decibel,
right.
all that kind of show. All the bigger shows. It gives a thrill. Yeah.
What's the
I
big
love
area
it.
of the DEF CON? What's that big one?
The red one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
the one you
biggest. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that must be great fun.
That was fun the last years.
What's the DB on that?
Pooh, that's a good one. I think it's really bad with numbers.
Power hour must get up past 120, right?
No, it's like around 100. It's not really.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not the time with the 110, 120 is really over. It's really mostly between 100, 103. Then it's pretty much over with it.
So how many people still use analog? Because there's hardly anybody anymore. I think Sven Vape is literally the last.
Yeah.
The last of the first guard they're using the vinyl. Do you ever get that analog sound still coming on stage?
Yeah,
From
quite some time, especially in the techno scene. With Paul Kalkbrenner, that kind of guys. They still bring analog mixers and that's
Kalkbrenner's live, of course. So yeah, it was coming through the analog.
Yeah.
Is there a big shift? Do you know there's a big shift in that?
No, it depends a little bit. Depends a little bit on what genre
sound
it is.
check.
Yeah.
Do you do sound check mostly through the headphones?
No, I don't do any headphone stuff.
Right.
I have it with me, but I just want to hear the PA and that's it. Just a line check with headphones. If nothing else is possible, then it's fine. But for the rest, just give me the PA.
Who's your favourite DJ? It's an on-the-spot question.
Damn. It's the same type of question. Which music do you like? Yeah, I have several because I love all types of music. So yeah, that's not really a favorite one. That's the whole.
Give me some names. Who do you dance to behind the desk?
I don't dance. I don't dance.
I've seen a few hands in the air.
No, dancing I don't. Yeah, the missus hates it, but no. Good one. It's I really find that hard questions because I really love a lot of types of music, so I can't even say like, okay, I love one of them the most.
Give me some names.
It's really hard. Yeah.
Armin, of course.
Armin, of course. Yeah. In the techno scene, really like Reiniers type of stuff. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it really depends on it.
Yeah. And the red one, the red at DEF CON, those that atmosphere over there.
That's madness.
I was going to say, being right out in it.
That's really madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Dimmy and Mike as well is it's quite funny because I've had to say this a few times to a few people. If you haven't been to their show, right, I can understand why people don't like them. Right,
yep.
You know, because it's an acquired taste for sure. But if you haven't been to the show, don't knock it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
it's a vibe.
It's nuts. But there must be some places where the front of house is not as strong as and prominent as.
True.
Have you ever felt unsafe at front of house?
In the past, yeah. When you're standing there with a little bit small fences and people are crazy, then it's like, okay, then let's see what happens over here. But nowadays it's pretty fine everywhere.
Yeah, so you've never had beer come in?
Yeah, also had it at some carnival stuff. Yeah, then you're done.
Yeah.
Had some beer in some front of house desks. Yeah, then you cover it up and let's wait till the show ends.
Yeah. Did anything ever go down like that? I know you said it was only happened 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, one desk did go down at a local party. It was, but we had some backups created, so we could do everything from the monitor desk.
Yeah.
So that saved
Quick
quite
shit.
some. Yeah, it was really like, okay, I'm going down. You need to go up, and yeah, I'm standing here waiting until it's over.
And is rain your worst enemy?
I hate it. Always. I hate it always. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
It runs everywhere where you don't want it, especially the electrical stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever been electrocuted?
No.
Hear that? What's your favourite food? You're taking your future wife to the restaurant. Where are you going?
Steakhouse. Yeah.
With a sauce?
No sauce.
Okay. Good lad. I was worried.
No.
Fleet to the bay?
Nah.
Well, there.
Sometimes. a little bit.
No mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise. We need frietjes.
Yeah. Favourite holiday spot? When was the last time you had a holiday?
The last one was, I thought it was in November, Center Parks. Yeah, absolutely, with the kids. They love it. Absolutely. And in the summer, mostly the second week of June, we go something like Turkey or, yeah.
Somewhere close by. Have you had a chance to see much of the world in your free time?
No. I even started going on a holiday, I think, 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Until then, I didn't do.
Een echte Nederlander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was also always busy working. So, but at one point, the missus told me like, "Okay, this year it's gonna happen. We need to go." Well,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it.
I'm liking your missus already, mate. What's the favourite thing to do when you're not working?
Working out. Yeah, since the COVID stuff, I started working out again and
lifting or calisthenics or
just lifting weights.
Funny, I must apologise. I was thinking to myself, he's putting on a bit of weight, but
a little bit, yeah.
Now I know what it is. Now I know it is. Are you on the pull-ups again? On the
also, yeah.
How many are you up to?
Now on the pull-ups, it was 8, 9. Yeah.
Spec rude boy. Where's the places that you'd like to visit? Because I'm guessing as you tour, you're kind of in and out of places.
Yeah.
And you never have time to sort of...
Not really a visiting place where I say I would like to go there. I'm happy when I'm home. That's the whole thing. No hotel rooms, just at home with the kids. Then I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do hotels bore you?
No, they don't bore me or something, but yeah, it's not the bed at home. That's the whole thing.
Are you a gamer? Do you play games?
No gaming.
So with the design of sound, so digitally, do you also think, do you come up with new ideas that can enhance experiences, etc.?
For myself, no, not really.
Do you ever have those light bulb moments at the front of the house?
At this point, it's only doing the mixing stuff, and for the rest, I don't have any. How do I say it in the right way?
Sound engineering is your life. There's nothing else outside of it.
No, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I love it, but I don't have any patience to get really deep in new stuff, or after 10 minutes I'm done with it and it's like, okay, I'm gonna work out or play with the kids, or when I'm not working.
Yeah. So,
and the missus kills me if I open a laptop when I'm at home trying to get something new.
But listen, I've seen you. You know, I see you wandering around at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
And you have the old laptop. What's going on in there?
Tuning. Just really killing some low end, adding something. It's really EQing.
So it's literally EQing
Tuning.
on the fly.
Yeah.
EQing
really,
on the fly.
Yeah.
And you do that at the beginning of the day, and you only have to do that at the beginning of the day, and then that's it.
No, it's more or less a day job. So you have, I'm mostly the front of house engineer, and then you have a system engineer that's living next to me, and he does the tuning of the PA. And during show, he keeps on walking, adds things, cuts things when it's necessary. But it's a whole day job because it gets warmer during the day, it gets colder. By the end of the day, you need to keep on tuning it.
Yeah, and you're very aware of that, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And can you notice shifts as well as people move into areas?
You hear it.
Yeah.
It gets warmer, more water in it, let's say like that. So yeah, it's a day job. It's really a day job.
So the front of house positioning, obviously that's strategically for the sound, right? Mm-hmm. So the boys with the lights they happen to be in your range, right?
In the past, everything was built around the sound. Nowadays, it's
the lights.
The
visuals are like
the picture is important.
It's just as important.
Yeah.
So how is that continuity of working with those boys throughout the weekends?
It's fun. It's always fun. It's all the guys. I think I see them more than my own family. So yeah, it's always fun to see them.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same
and
team
you're all very disciplined,
everywhere.
I've got to say, you're all very disciplined. But the drinks never really come out until right at the very end.
Yeah. When something goes wrong, then you need to be sharp as hell. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah. But I mean, did you learn that from the off? Have you worked with without naming names, but have you worked with people that you think, oh my God, he's had too many again?
In the past, yeah. Nowadays, everyone knows, okay.
Can't afford a hangover.
Yeah, just act normal. You can drink something, but don't do it a lot. You're not partying, so yeah, that's pretty okay.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
I think for young people coming in, that's the line to be aware of, isn't it?
It's easy. You have
fun.
A party, there are drinks, so you can do everything what you want, but yeah, it's your work even. So
yeah,
you can have fun, but
yeah. Do you see the stagiaires? Do you see the apprentices running through, sort of give them unclely advice? Because I know you're very, very quiet. You hardly say anything. You're not that kind of person to do that. But do you sort of lean into somebody sometimes and go,
it's not really necessary now. So that's no.
You're not that type of person anyway, are you?
No, not really. Sometimes, but if necessary. But the most of the people at this time they really know, like, okay, act professional and no partying.
Yeah. What events are you especially looking forward to this year?
The foreign events, a couple of them. I think I didn't hear any plans of it right now, but I think I will end there. It's a Noise Boys job, so I think I will hear about it pretty soon. First, let's survive the summer, of course, because I think it will be a hard one this year.
How was Up to S for you guys?
Cold, but it was really good. The first year we did it, it was really with a lot of snow. This year it was pretty okay, pretty nice. Yeah. Was a good one.
No problems.
No, nothing strange. No, it was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Who did you enjoy most there? Because it was all great. It was all great mix. There was a wonderful mix of
that's the whole thing that I love. It's a mix of everything.
Yeah.
But no, not really a special one. No.
Okay.
No.
What are you listening to in the car right now?
Depends a little bit. Most of the time it's techno related, but it's also some Armin stuff, so regular Q music stuff. Depends really on in what mood I am.
What region do you live in?
Maastricht.
That's
Limburg. Yeah.
Okay.
Really down south.
Shout to the Limburgers. Shout to the Limburgers. So listen, right, I'm giving you the keys to the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do and change to make the world a better place?
Pooh, that's a good one. That's really a good one.
Without giving everything over and people hating you for it.
No. I'm thinking about it, but that's a good one. I think at this moment, money is one of the bigger problems in the world. Everything is money related. So I think, if money wouldn't be a big thing, I think people would be nicer also.
Do you think it's because of the competition that goes with?
Also competition, yeah.
It goes with
absolutely
being...
Yeah. I'm the bigger one.
I've got more money than you, yeah.
Yeah, that also.
Yeah. Think that's capitalism in general?
Yeah. Yeah. I think especially after COVID. Yeah.
Well, you see, we have to reassess power.
Mm-hmm.
We have to reassess who thinks they control us.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
When am I going to see you next?
I think it will be Tomorrowland in the summer.
You're not doing a festival?
No. That's in May. I'm doing 7th Sunday then.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be with Thijs and the team.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
with Thijs and the team.
Yep.
Wonderful. Ralphie Lemmens.
Mm-hmm.
My brother. I mean, listen, anybody you want to shout out while you're here? Obviously, I've asked for the Mason and
Jax.
And Jax. What's the girlfriend's?
Laura.
Shout out to Laura. I hope it becomes Mrs. Lemmens one day, and I hope to be at the wedding as well.
Yeah, and Stretch will DJ then.
Ralphie, Hastings.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Listen, please be sure to like, share, tell everybody, and of course, please subscribe. Oh, and before we go, don't forget the discount code is for our urban wear partner, Mad for the Family. Make sure you use your discount to get yourself one of these. All right. Love yous. See you. Bye.